Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? And today, I got kind of a weird one. We're gonna be doing my first concept ever for a DLC for like crossover in Evil Dead. And this is one that I think a lot of people actually haven't been talking about, hopefully. Maybe some have, I don't know. Maybe I think I'm just trying to be special when I'm not. But this one is Tomb Raider, which is going to be super cool, and I'm going a little different with this one. I know I would probably be wrong in my case, but the DLC would most likely, if it actually came into fruition, like in real life, would probably be the reboot version of Lara Croft, who's more of like the grounded survivalist type. But my DLC idea here is going to be for the classic red glasses, flippy McTwisty, hot ass bitch Laura from like the early 90s and like 2000s and stuff. The gameplay I'm using is from Tomb Raider Underworld, but it kind of shows the twists and flips and everything that I'm talking about. But I'm gonna get straight into this after you press the subscribe button and the like button and join the Discord, which has a link in the description below, so we can actually play Evil Dead together and have fun and not die. That'll be super fun. But anyway, I think that Lara Croft would make a very good hunter, of course, because she's very good with the guns, but I kind of wanted to go to a Kelly route and give her a little bit of melee as well, because we all know Lara Croft is a bit of a martial artist. She could beat the shit out of a motherfucker pretty easily. And I also wanted to go for high mobility, so obviously that's going to be a lot of dodging, a lot of sprinting and everything, so Hunter just kind of fits this one perfectly. I think it would be cool if they gave her like extra animations, like dodges would be twists or flips or something, or at least like a roll so that it's a little more acrobatic. And her fighting animation would be a little more like martial artsy. It wouldn't just be boxing. She'd be more like doing some cool shit. I don't know. It would be kind of cool to see if she actually like beat the shit out of some stuff. But I'll get right into her first active ability, which I made some concepts for these. They're not very well done, but I put more work into these than I should have, honestly. But her active ability would be called Acrobat, and this would cause her to do a flip, which would have an animation, of course, and she would avoid traps and damage for the entirety of the flip. Sounds kind of OP, but Ed kind of has a more powerful ability. Basically, she can just get through a trap, but the trap remains where it's at. This would make her good for taking down flutists, because she could just flip into a house and then go upstairs, take out the guy, and then come back downstairs. The thing that doesn't make this OP is that while it's on cooldown, because it has a 50-second cooldown, she would have to end up dealing with the trap that she bypassed to get into the house. So basically, she would be helping her team by making them not have to deal with a flutist. However, she would have to take some fear from the trap on her way out, which would make her possessible, and she would be very scary while she's possessed, like extremely scary, because her second ability is called Dual Wield, and this ability makes it, basically this is just an easy passive ability. Basically it just makes it to where if you find two pistols or two revolvers, you can carry them both and shoot them simultaneously, which is pretty insane. It sounds pretty insane because you'll be getting a lot of damage with two guns than you would with one. However, this would shred through ammo, so you would be like basically asking for ammo the entire game. I think revolvers would end up being a better gun for her because she would shoot them a little slower and it wouldn't be as much of a pain as two pistols when you're possessed, because having two pistols on a possessed person is disgusting. That would be horrible. But it would just be a little fun thing that Lara Croft could do on her own. She wouldn't start with any pistols or revolvers, so she'd have to find two of them and then have the other survivors not pick them up. So you won't always be having a dual wield, and she's obviously a hunter, so she'll be good with pistols and shotguns, revolver, like everything. She's good with everything. But just makes it to where she could do this if you need like a little bit of machine gun firing and you happen to have like Evil Dead 1 Ash on your team who can deal with fear and everything. Her level 10 ability is where she gets into the melee abilities, and That is Weapon Master, Martial Artist. And this is an interesting one because it would make your unarmed melee attacks do extra health, balance bar, dismemberment damage, and they'd be a little faster. And the extra damage I gave on top of the fist was 150%. 150% sounds like a lot, but they are getting 30% reduction on melee, and the fist is obviously not a very good weapon, so 150 is basically 120% extra damage, and the fists only do like 20 damage. Sorry, I didn't look it up before this, but I don't think this is super OP. I think it could be buffed even more from that, to be honest. I think it could even go up to 200 at some point, just so that people actually do end up using martial arts as a weapon with her. But you never know, they could draw it back. It could end up being too powerful. Especially, I'm telling you, Lara Croft being possessed is disgusting. Like, I made a very strong character for the demon to possess, more so than a strong character for the survivors to use, so I feel like she could kind of go either way, which is what makes her kind of balanced in my opinion, but I think demons would start to use her quite a bit if she actually came in like this. And her level 25 ability is called Survivalist, and this one makes it kind of like Evil Dead 2 Ash, where he has the ability that makes the chest visible through walls farther than you can hear it. Because that sounds perfect for Lara Croft, I had to figure out something else, and I made it so that you can hear chests further than Ash can see them, so you'd actually get to hear a chest from about 25 meters away, which is very good. You'll be able to find like every chest for the entire game. It would be pretty sick. And I didn't want to copy Ed, so I didn't do like extra loot upgrades, but it could be something that they could add. They could have two characters that buff loot. However, if they stacked him and Laura, it would make it to where you'd get like 15 legendary chests in a game. Would be a little too strong, so I just gave her the sound effect so that she can look for loot and everything. Still makes her and Ed a really good team together, so basically she's just kind of with Ed because I kind of wanted to make them a little bit like each other, because Annie, Ed, and Laura are all like archaeologists and everything, so I thought they'd fit in the same little group. I was gonna do some outfits that would work for the character, however, Saber doesn't release outfits for characters very often, so get to pretend that you actually get some outfits. But some ones that you could add are the reboot Laura, of course. You could add the Himalayan mountains one where she's like wearing a furry jacket that's like leather, supposed to be super warm and everything, but it's like a crop because she has to be hot, of course. You could add red sunglasses Laura. You could add there's a lot of outfits that Laura's worn over the years. You could have like leather jacket Laura. You could have so many if the Saber dev team would actually add outfits into the game. But yeah, there's tons of outfit potential for classic Laura. There's ton for reboot as well, but I wanted to kind of leave it out, just make it to where you could have the one reboot outfit, which is just the gray tank top with the pants. But I think that's it, honestly. That's really all I can do with the concept. I kind of told you a little bit about how you would play her, kind of told you a little bit about her abilities and everything, what kind of outfits she'd have if Saber released outfits. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think that's about all I can say about her. Let me know if you guys are interested in this kind of thing in the future, and I can try to do some concepts for, like, Stranger Things, or maybe even a reboot Laura if you'd be interested in that. And, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's kind of it for this one. I hope to see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and like, and, you know, go to my Discord, where it's very cool. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. See you guys